Welcome back to Reckless Arcana, the Fate Awakens miniseries and prequel. The world of Adrune is being plagued by the god Mentis, a trickster, causing magical spells to go haywire, casting chaotically and seemingly at random. As major magical councils are seeking solutions, one such solution presented itself in the form of a tiefling sorceress, Isa. Isa has formed a plan to construct a tomb capable of casting a ritual that will hopefully calm magic and dampen Mentis' control. A plan that's current progress hinges on the success of archaeologist Arthur Watkins III and his companions, who have agreed to collect the required materials and components. All right, welcome back.
Glad to be back.
So happy.
All
Been a
right,
whole week.
so
It's been a month.
yeah, last time you guys spoke with Isa about finding a iridescent dragon that's very broken text, and then you went shopping at Bubbarino Supremos and Alex's shop for a little while before transporting
the
and
name for that.
yeah.
Every time you say it, I'm like, what?
Maria Sabrina. I want a Supreme.
Then you went to use the lodestone, go into the realm where you were either very, very small or everything else was very, very big. It was still hard to tell at the moment, although it's scaled very differently for everybody. One of you flew up in the sky and you saw two settlements
Yep.
that you were now walking towards before seeing some ants the size of dogs. Tried to cross a stream on a branch full of bees that attacked you. I believe Joey got stung pretty hard.
Hey, you know.
Before meeting some sort of blue giant that you are now riding on his shoulder to take you to his god Dova, which is what he told you you were looking for when you said you were looking for this iridescent dragon.
Right.
So as we go, can I get a short rest while we're riding?
Yeah.
Is this a comfortable ride?
It's a comfortable ride.
So it's very comfortable.
Okay.
Like I said at the end of the last episode, it's almost like you're on a conveyor belt. These legs aren't even moving. Every once in a while he plays the flute, and you guys are coasting across this rocky terrain as if it was smooth and you were on a conveyor belt.
I will also mention that although, I held everything together as we talked with our giant friend last week, I still have the poison of a bee sting running through my veins. So
Yes.
I'm
You short rest didn't?
Yeah, no. I'm pale, clammy, and not feeling great. But I'm trying to. You can tell that I'm trying to hold it together. But it's.
If I would have noticed that, I would have thrown a lesser restoration on him.
Sure.
Seems those bees might have did a number on you, my friend. And I'll touch his shoulder.
So when he shows you his shoulder and you look, you actually see there's like an injection wound. It's swollen, and there's a circle, almost like a ringworm circle. Like it looks weird.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna kind of hover my hand over his shoulder, and a little bit of smoke will come out. But instead of being black, it's gonna be completely green, which you've never seen come out of me before, and it'll kind of rush over and then fall off like fog almost as it cures it.
The swelling goes down, and the wound disappears, but that red circle is still there.
Okay.
Well, I feel much better.
Your arm feels better, but like physically you don't.
So
Like the injection site, like the pain of that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So lesser restoration
like,
doesn't actually do
Poison.
HP, it just does
Yeah.
poison.
Yeah, and you still feel ill.
He still feels bad.
It feels painful,
Can I like take a look at
but
it
like
and see
inside you.
if it's like if they were like
Muscles.
cursed bees or something,
Cursed
like
bees, yes,
if
of
there's
course.
something that's like
Could be
magical,
What exactly are you looking for?
religious.
Bees?
Like I want to see if he's like if not. It's, so he's cured the poison already, or a poison, right? So what's left are magical causes of him being sick, right? So as a religious man, my first thought is, okay, he may be cursed from the giant bees. So I want to see if he has been cursed.
So roll Arcana.
You don't want to roll religion for that.
You can go either way depending on what you're like looking for. So you just want to
That's
see if
true.
it's like a curse specifically.
I
Like
feel like that's magic. Yeah.
yeah.
So I mean, I don't have any chance of that. He can figure that out himself.
Religious curse.
I'm gonna go with okay. Like, do I know of any
Have you
like-
heard of stuff like this before?
stuff like this before, or like are any churches that are religions that involve bees that cause
Mhm.
curses, or etc.
Perhaps our
Go
druid
ahead and roll
friend
that.
knows of bees that have cursed people.
Okay.
If you want to roll
a
nature, you can.
A 16 for
no,
religion.
that's not a bad
Okay.
idea.
You haven't really heard of anything religious like this. It looks more physical.
I don't think it's necessarily a curse. It looks still physical even after the restoration.
It still hurts.
22.
So he does
Okay.
feel better
So-
though, right?
When he says that, you have this crazy thought. You've heard of like insects when they attack injecting larvae, but it doesn't happen on our scale because we're huge, but you're not huge here.
Oh, so
It's like a type of parasite.
Give it to me straight.
So I think may have happened is when you got stung in the poison that was introduced to your body.
Sure, we've cured the poison.
Yes, but I think something else might have entered your body at the same time.
Like a
spirits
or a
No, like a little being, like a larva of a bee.
What? A lava?
Dude,
yeah, so-
you had sex with a bee.
No!
So
This is the worst.
we might want to get
possible
that
outcome.
out of
You
you.
weren't trying to hurt us. They were trying
So
to have sex with
the
us.
red circle's still in the same spot, right?
Cut it out! Cut it out!
So okay, so I've got a knife, right? I'm ready to cut this thing out, man. Like, trust me, I've done worse,
Do I know?
and
based-
people have come off
Who's
better.
who's got cure wounds ready? But perhaps you can cut it off and then.
I'll
Heal it.
I can throw a cure wounds at you as soon as I'm done with the surgery.
Oh, if I wrap hold me down, I can't
Before
do
you
this.
cut him, I have a question. Based off of my nature roll, can I discern whether that larva would be affected by extreme temperature? So instead of hurting him, make him like really cold or make him really warm.
You want to burn me and then try to
There are
burn it?
definitely-
Where the larva will,
like break a fever sort of.
Yeah,
thing.
like
This would all be in theory. High level magic could very possibly help him. If the lesser restoration, did something, it's possible that high level magic in other ways could also
I
do
don't have-
something.
I don't have
But it would all be theoretical. Like you've never
If I wrap
messed with insects at this level.
it's
So
okay.
so we can do
Yeah.
this. The other thought here is to, if anybody has fire magic, say
Don't burn my
burning
arm.
visions,
Burn my arm off.
literally burn his shoulder, kill the larva, and then heal him, and the larva should be absorbed into the healing.
Brutus, I have a question. Perhaps you can coax the lava out of with your druidic powers. Perhaps it won't require
Is it
the
like-
loss of my arm entirely.
Have you seen people speak babies out of women?
I don't know how it works. It's a giant bee stung me, and I'm not sure. Brutus, do you think we can help in some way?
Everything all right up there? I hear a quarrel coming from the giant whose ear you're like yelling in.
Quite
so-
sorry.
Yeah, sorry. It seems our friend has been impregnated by a bee.
Never mind. I'll keep just doing my thing then.
You
probably
would
a good
know
idea.
how to get rid of said bee without cutting him open.
My hands are a little too large to cut your friend.
We can cut them.
I'm going to go back to my singing now. I'm sorry I asked. And then in Giant Kim, he says, "This is the
There's so many
company
bad
you
jokes for
keep."
this.
Now, Brutus, do you think it's going to travel, or will it stay in my arm? Will you move to other parts of my
Where
body?
do you feel the sickest, the worst? Because that's probably where it's
Definitely where the circle in the arm is.
Okay, because it's not
So
in
can
the
I
stomach.
like feel the
chest.
circle? Can I like because I have a good medicine. So like
My
I'm
arm
used
is,
to this.
my
so,
shoulder's about
It's not a
Can I
real
around as this
screw
cup.
or
Right.
anything.
So can I like how like doctor like goes around like your joints and your arm and whatever and like checks, okay, well, is this feeling bad? Can I feel anything in the shoulder or anything?
Not really. No.
Okay.
Hmm.
And then after that, I'll probably there doesn't seem to be anything in your shoulder. Let me check your if it impregnated you. Let me check your chest and your Wonderful.
It looks like splotchy, and you can like even during this conversation feel uneasy in your stomach.
So can
like
I,
a very dull.
So I like to
pain.
like do the whole like going around the abdomen to see if there's like any like fluid sacs or.
Yeah, roll medicine.
Okay. Oh. Okay. So 14.
Okay, it feels worse and tender when he gets like below your rib on your left side.
Oh, that's the spot right there. Yeah, that's where it hurts. Can you get rid of it? Can you use magic or something? I can perform a greater restoration if possible, but I'm not sure if that will help things. The lesser restoration is not fully.
Our options right now are I attempt to cut it out, and then we cure wounds you.
So I can try to communicate with it and try and coax it out.
It's gonna hurt the whole time.
I can cast some fever on you to see if that will work and make it coax it out as well. I give you other illnesses.
Perhaps it would not be interested in live host. We could
So you want to kill him?
we could kill him and I bring him back. Yes.
So at least we could try the cutting first.
Yes, well, I prefer not to die. That would be the
You
best
would
case.
die for a very small amount of time.
How many people have you brought back to life?
Lots.
Just many people. You always just from the dead, just brought them right back.
Yes, especially if they're just dead.
Well, actually,
If they're just dead, I'm better.
I've always wondered what death in the afterlife would be like. There's many artifacts that try to help people get there and come back from it. So
The options are die.
Yep.
Just start off with that.
Yep, sure.
Cut you open, see if we can figure it out before you die
Sounds
and cure wounds.
Terribly painful.
Or attempt a greater restoration from yourself.
Perhaps I can just try that first. and
You could
see
give
what-
it a shot first,
Yes.
but if it doesn't work, those are our options.
I can control plants and have them enter your body and try and move it that way. I mean,
Worse.
you might be able to do that.
So much worse.
With with your
Then you hear flute again.
Alright, well, virus.
Simplest answer is kill, they leave because it no longer is.
Do I believe that
I mean, I do
Virus
have
would
the
bring me
command
back?
spell. I could just
Oh,
tell
do you?
this to get out.
Yeah, go through
His
the
body
loophole.
language looks
yeah.
genuine.
Okay.
He's never not protected you. In fact, it's been his like only goal.
Sure. Okay.
So I
So it
mean,
seems like he would if something were to happen.
I have one downside of killing you first.
What's the downside of killing me?
If the larva wants to remove itself from your body, is it going to burst through your chest? Is it going to exit your mouth? How is it going to leave your body?
If I have a scar, it's not of consequence to me.
Okay.
I want to make sure that this thing is gone from me. I will attempt a greater restoration on myself, see if I can perhaps kill it with my own magic or the magic of Atmos, and then, if not, I will give you permission to kill me. It will be difficult because as soon as you do try to kill me, I will come back to life. Because of the power of my of this book that I have here, this grimoire that I've been given from my warlock. So I'll come back and just barely clinging to life. You'll have to kill me again. And
well,
then,
again, but if we cut you, if we have Vyrath hold you down, right? And then I cut you open, try and get in there, grab it before you die, then we're all good.
Yeah. I say we cut you open first.
Sure, yes. Well, it sounds great if you're the one doing the cutting, but maybe you could hold me down, put me to sleep or something.
I will
Sure.
say that when you come back, you'll not feel good for a little while.
Sounds wonderful.
but you don't feel good. Well, now.
That's correct. Well, it's not
Yes,
really-
you will be
Okay.
much weaker
Right.
for sure.
I will leave it to the group to decide.
Let's try maybe
Yeah,
lesser means first. You try to do yourself first.
I will cast Greater Restoration on myself, pump in a Greater Restoration, and see if I feel any better.
And I use lesser, so.
Okay, when you do that, you feel the magic that you're casting going through your chest cavity. It's
Okay.
almost like you're drinking warm tea on a cold day. You feel it going through your body. And when it gets to that area, you feel excruciating pain, and then it just relieves.
Cool. I lied to you.
Do you not have that?
I have removed curse. I do not have greater restoration.
Well, I have good news and bad news. The good news is that was working.
Great.
The bad news
I don't think
is
I have greater.
I don't have great.
I lied
I'm
to you
not a cleric.
completely.
No.
I totally
You're gonna
thought I
have
had
to
that.
do another option now.
All right, so I do remove curse to see if that if it was some kind of curse thing, and it does nothing.
Remove curse does not do the same thing.
Well, all right. Well, I lied. I tried to remove it as if it was some sort of curse that the bee injected into me. We're going to have to go with option
See,
B.
look, man, I already told him that.
Let me double check and make sure I don't have it.
I'm gonna-
What
I'm
level?
gonna-
Not like the metagame information's out there.
No, I
Greater
know.
restoration's gonna work.
That's right. But
I actually I don't think I do.
I don't have it either.
Because like how bad?
hold me down, Vyrath.
I don't have any 5th level
I'm
power.
gonna cast Hold Person on him.
Oh, thank you.
sorry.
We have to make a save.
Well, you can just accept it.
So
You
cast
just accept it.
Hold it person, and then I'll cast sleep.
Oh, thank you. But I have a lot of hit points.
Wait, are we gonna try to cut it out first?
Yes.
You can choose to fail, right?
No, it's a hit
I
point.
think it's a
That
hit
is a
point
hit point.
thing.
I got a hundo. So
Yeah, so I'm gonna cast Hold Person on you so you can't flail and make this worse. No
Okay,
matter
I'm not
what
gonna
it
waste a
is.
spell slot.
okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And then he's gonna cut you open.
Oh, well, all right. Well, there it is.
So let's get him out of there. We know what section of his body it's in, like the abdomen, right?
Yeah.
Do you have Hold Person? Can you hold the larva in the same spot that it's at so it doesn't move?
I don't have a whole person.
You're concentrating while you hold me down.
Yes.
I believe Amare
All
is
right.
using that.
I'm gonna slap guidance on myself. Look, man, you got this. Let's go. And then I will use prestidigitation to clean my knife before fizzing.
Okay.
Nice.
Looking nice and shiny.
We got reasons, okay? And then if Hold Person has been cast,
Yeah, I cast it, yeah.
I mean,
I'm stuck.
As long as he doesn't resist it.
Vyrath, lay him down, and we gotta go to town here.
All right, I
So
hold.
he's
I hold
on the
them.
left side.
Yeah,
under
you know
his rib
where
cage.
it is.
So
at
I'm
least
trying to go like
generally.
sort of on the front and kind of avoid the
Kidneys.
muscle here and
Okay.
avoid the muscle in the
Wait,
front.
is he's still conscious?
Yes.
Though.
Oh, yeah.
Whole person doesn't lose consciousness.
No, he
He's
just can't
just
move.
basically stopping him from resisting.
Exactly.
So as I like line up and kind of like mark where I'm gonna go, I tell you
I go. You don't need to see this, and I'll touch his face, and smoke will just cover his eyes as I cast blindness, deafness on him.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Look, guys, I'm gonna try and be as quick as I can, and as soon as I'm done, I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on him. All right?
Sounds
Yes,
good.
I will do the same.
Okay. So
All right. Roll me that medicine.
You're blind, and you can't. You can still
Okay.
feel.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
sure.
an 11 for the first roll on medicine. Plus,
All right.
hang
You
on,
drive yourself,
I have
damn it!
guidance. That was a 1.
Can I? Or am I like assisting him?
12.
Who is casting the whole person?
I'm casting the whole
Okay,
person.
So
you're
I
not
can-
concentrating
so-
on
so-
anything except
no.
guidance.
So I can
Guidance,
assist,
going
right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, sure.
okay. So
Hold him.
how do
You
you,
can hold the flaps.
how do you like the assistance thing to work? Where
Yeah.
I just add my bonus, or do I roll?
advantage
Is it for-
or
Guidance.
It's for medicine.
Oh, for the
Proficient
medicine.
medicine.
For the
Okay.
medicine
So
part.
just kind of watching over.
watching over like
Well,
he's
and
gonna, like, hold back
I'm
the flaps while
I'm his
like-
assistant, right?
Okay.
Like,
Roll at advantage. That's
Okay.
how we'll do it.
Don't fuck me.
I do have proficiency in medicine as well.
Same exact roll. No, actually, that's higher.
Higher.
It was 15
What is your proficiency in it?
plus 7.
What is yours, Byron? I'll let you take the higher one.
Mine's plus 10.
Okay, so plus 10.
So
'Cause
maybe
he's assistant.
maybe I should.
Maybe why didn't you start with this?
You're like, you know what?
You know what?
I am a cleric.
You know what? Like, you got this, man.
I go, you're doing this all wrong. So we'll just use the plus 10 instead of the plus 7. So what did you
Okay.
roll?
It was a 7
So 17.
plus 1.
And I'll just
plus
like
1. Great.
so 8. So I'll just take over as I see him kind
So
of like
he gets through
struggling.
the skin. That's fine. But you get to a part where it's muscle and you, like it's kind of hard to get around, and that's when you take over.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you're able to kind of just move it aside, and it almost looks like he's holding like an organ now and pushing that aside. All right, roll another medicine check as you're now deeper
With
into this
advantage. My
cavern.
hands are like holding back.
out!
And I'm not guided. It's
I can't guidance because I was like
so 17.
hands in.
Okay. You see something that looks a little off. And as you push deeper into it, you see it looks like a maggot or a grub, but it's all white. And its head is black with like little pinchers, looking like it's crawling.
Get it out!
So I'm going to actually try to. I don't know if the best word is to.
So, do I see it?
Don't
You
take
see
your
it.
time, just do it!
Everyone sees it except Arthur. You feel all of this.
Oh, it's extremely
So
painful.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to. Is it big enough to like touch with my finger?
Yes.
So I'm going to vampiric touch it and use a little spell slot to try to kill it and then drag it out like slowly so it won't like.
So when you
Wiggle
do that,
around
it looks
and-
like it just loses the moisture in its body. It's like deflating a small balloon.
Right. Yeah.
Like a grape to a raisin.
Yeah. And
Okay.
then
And it stops
I'll
moving.
I'll pull it out slowly.
All right. Got it out.
Okay. And I'm gonna go. There could be more than one. And I'll kind of try to investigate the area for more pain.
Yeah, I'll try and like assist by like holding back a little bit more and like
Yes,
moving
and
around. a little bit.
I'll say heal.
I'm actively trying to break your hold person at this point.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You feel
Okay.
him magically
Yeah, so
resisting.
So I don't know what my save needs to be, but I'm
18.
trying. No.
That's a good point because it's concentration, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So I can't break it.
I'll say could you heal a little bit of the wound on this side as
Sure.
we're focusing on this area
with my
now?
right hand and I'll heal this part with the
Okay.
cure wound.
And so as that starts to heal and you start to push stuff away and dig a little deeper, you see 8 more.
Okay.
Wait, what do I have to beat?
18.
So I have my wisdom save is a +7 and I roll a 12.
So that beats it. That's a 19.
So I like break
Okay,
free
yeah.
from the whole person.
He
I'm like,
starts.
I can jump on him, but I'll
Okay.
hold him down.
Okay.
Roll strength against him. Grapple check.
save or check?
It's a grapple check.
It's disadvantage because I'm poisoned still. Right?
You are not technically poisoned anymore.
Okay, cool.
because it has been
Great.
lesser
It's a
restoration.
14.
It's just mine's an 8.
Put them to sleep. Put them to sleep.
Okay, so I notice this happening.
No!
My hands are in it, and I'll stop moving and cast hold person myself.
Okay.
Wisdom save?
Wisdom.
It's a 18.
Beats.
All right. So you hold him, but then he breaks it. Like, he's actively thrashing. You just saw 8 more in his chest cavity, and I'm sure you
swinging.
understand the pain
I'm
that
swinging.
he's going through
I'm
right
swinging. Yeah. I'm swinging around. That's,
mean,
what I'm doing right now.
If it failed, I'll cast it again. We need to get this shit out.
now. You're at half hit points right now,
I healed him for.
as they're actively cutting into you.
I healed you for 8.
And then you got healed for 8, so you're 8 up from.
Oh shit! I have lay on hands. My hands are on him.
Could just do that.
It's fine. It's
Everything's
totally
fine.
fine.
So I'm gonna try.
Nothing's on fire.
You're
I
gonna
wanna
try
hold,
again?
yeah, I'm gonna hold
Okay.
person on him again.
You're just waiting for them. To
I just like
Alright.
pull my stuff back and I'm
You
like
have your gloves up here. Wait.
I rolled a nat 1 on my wisdom save, so I'm.
Okay, just as quick as he was thrashing and you trying to come back and stop him, all of a sudden it was like, still.
and
Quick,
I say I'll do this quick. And
Hooray!
instead of vampiric touching each one, I'm gonna try to start pulling them out and like just throwing them off the
Okay,
side of the
each
shoulder.
time you grab one, it's like they're latching on to the organs and the muscle fibers, and you get a little bit of resistance, but you're able to pull them through. They just take a little bit.
I
Like
would like
blood
to
and tissue
each
with
one.
them.
Each one he pulls out, I'd like to cast 10 points of lay on hands into him,
Okay,
basically, just
Yeah.
to keep him alive.
nice.
Okay.
This is an effective operation.
Yeah. I mean, Bill, just leave
I
it
mean,
in
not
there.
for you.
I can't take it anymore.
You felt all of it.
So yeah, I mean, as long
Or
as
keep
he's
going,
got
like,
8 points
Alright,
to give.
I mean, if he's
like-
trying to, how many can he get?
Roll me
per
one
turn?
more save against the whole person.
Nope.
There, you go.
Yes.
Roll a 3. All right, they're all out.
Okay.
All that you saw.
All right. So if I did 10 points per, there was 8 more. So you have 55 points that I put in, and then I'll do another cure wounds at.
I say, no. This requires something much bigger, and I'm gonna cast
It's
a.
like blood. Just
I'm gonna cast this.
everywhere.
I'm gonna cast a 6th level heal. So I'm gonna tell everyone to step back a second. and you're gonna see the smoke come from my hands again, except you're gonna see it green for I think you saw it for the first time, but it's almost gonna like stitch through and under his skin and start to like pull itself together, and you're gonna have a bunch of green smoke stitches almost as you heal 70 hit points.
All right, you see them all close up, and after their stitches, the smoke evaporates a little bit, and there's nothing there. It just looks normal.
Yeah.
See? Went fine, guys.
I mean,
So it would have been easier to kill him.
Roll me a
but,
con save real fast.
I mean, he could have died on the surgery table, and then he could just brought him back then.
Exactly, right? So
So
this
it's
was worth the attempt.
7.
Okay, you're passed out after that. Like, he stitched you up with the heel, but like, that was so painful. That was probably the most painful thing you've ever done. So you are
Right,
now
you're not an
actively
adventurer.
passed out.
This is the worst experience I've ever had.
Slapped him a couple times on his cheek, and I'm like, Lucivirus, like, we dumped like tons of healing into him. He should be fine, right?
Say, put him in lamp. Put him in lamp. Hey, and I'll tap the lamp on his side and see if it
I get
works.
sucked into the lamp.
Will that work for you?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be me.
Okay. So you just he's gone.
We carry him.
I just kind of like sit down. Like, that was pretty badass, man. Like,
That was
Like-
that was really cool. I never seen something like that.
Yeah, I
before.
know, me
Surgery. That was pretty dope.
I like to give the life and death. I cannot always go death. I respect the god of life and
I mean,
death.
moderation and everything, right?
Yes,
As I pull a bottle of
those
wine out of my bag of holding.
those who do not deserve
Okay.
death should
Share
be
that?
saved.
I'll grab, you see me pull it, like you say that, I pull it in my bag of holding, and I've got a little, like, you know, like the camper things that have the glasses on it, and then a bottle of wine in the middle. I pull one of those out with like 4 glasses on it.
Ah, very nice.
What did
Yeah.
you do with the little dead maggot bodies?
I was throwing them
Just
like
toss them
off the
side?
shoulder
Okay.
of the giant.
Cool.
As I was doing, I was like,
Yeah.
like operation, like fucking.
Yeah, they're gone.
Yeah, they're gone.
All right. So you guys are just drinking wine on the shoulder now.
I mean, we can't drink wine without
I
cheese.
still think killing him would be easier, but
Well, okay, we could have always killed him though, right?
I mean, I
if he
could've-
got too unruly and we ran out of spell slots for whole person, we could have always killed him. It's not
Yes,
that
I'm
hard.
just
Whole
used
person
to.
did not help.
I'm used to healing these sort of things at my monastery. It's
Right, but like,
much easier in a
but for
controlled
example, how much
environment.
does like raising someone from the dead cost you, right? It's like it's a lot of gold, right?
Well, it-
Diamonds.
It's pretty expensive.
It
Like,
costs a lot, but it is important to mission, so we go through our steps.
I mean, we are well paid, I guess, but this way costs no gold, just emotional damage.
And for viewers who don't know from like past episodes, you've expressed that like you have an 100% success rate on missions.
Yeah.
I'm sure that you care about that almost more than the money at this
Right.
point.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
And I'm
but-
no, I yeah, 100% success rate. I believe killing him would have been easier, right? Like 100%. But
Yeah, but now if we're in the heat of battle and he ends up dying, right? He still has his name in his book, and you know it's a false life free false life spell. So you know there is a benefit to it.
I mean, I have resurrection. Like,
Right, but in the middle of our next fight against this random serpent dragon that none of the giants want to fight, right? That it's going to
Yeah.
kick our ass up 6 ways from Sunday. We're going to need him like on his feet.
Yes, he would have been much weaker. Almost useless, really, if we kill him.
Little ones, we are at the plains, as he gestures forward. So the giant has now presented you in front of these plains that are still very large to you. I mean, there's grass up to your necks.
I was trying to figure
But
out.
you see this settlement in the distance. Not a crazy distance if you were his height, but since you're small, it will take a little bit to traverse.
A few hours, probably.
Yeah. I mean, even at your size, it will take a few hours. Whereas for him, like walking, it would take minutes.
Right.
Well,
I have a crazy idea. We could have him throw us to the town, right? And I can do plant growth and just make a nice cushiony fall for us.
I also have Featherfall if that's what we want to do. I feel like that's unnecessary. I feel like it's smart of us. We just finished surgery an hour or so ago on our friend. So why don't we just
I'm
Take a walk.
just thinking the adventure.
I think
would be
he
so
will
much fun.
probably need some time to rest.
let's
Okay.
let him get some sleep. I'll pat the hand. I know that he can't feel me.
Well, no, he's in the land.
No. The giant's hand.
Okay.
Oh.
So his
Like-
hand is now like up here to get you.
Yeah. So I'll hop down and be like, "Come on, guys, let's go. Let's leave him in the lamp." And just take a walk about. I could use a little walk. That was definitely different for me too.
I will say in giant.
Mhm.
Thank you for your kind walk to this place, and we wish to solve the problem in your realm. I wish there was something I could give you, but
The only thing I need is for you not to upset her. Do not have her rain destruction on us all again.
that is not our intention, nor will it ever be. We wish to help the problems with your gaze and the
That is
magic.
why I brought you here. I trust you, little gnome. But do not make me regret it. As he's putting you like onto the ground and now like kneeling again, with his elbows on his knees and staring down towards the ground. He puts his fists under his chin looking at you. And he's like a house looking down on you.
Yeah.
Thank you, friend. And I'll throw thaumaturgy again. We are finished.
Welcome! And he just puts his like finger out and puts it on your head, but it doesn't even touch your head. He like can't see the distance
I
without
reach up and like try and swat at it, but I'm like, we never asked your name.
As he starts to stand back up. My name is Flum.
But does Flum carry any weight in the city? Is there a reason, not to pry, that you're casting us or setting us down so far outside?
This city has been lost to Dova. This is now not our city anymore.
Like literally in thaumaturgy, I go, oh shit, and
Oh, shit.
Be careful. I witnessed her kill a dragon.
Where would she be at in the city? So we have a general idea. Can give us a layout.
She rules the ground, but also the sky. And the weather. She is a god.
Is there any sort of offerings she seems to like?
The city did okay for a while. Other than that, I do not possess that knowledge.
Very well. Be safe, my friend. We will try our best to do this. But if you do not see from us again, tell the story of your little gnomes to your children that protect this land for you.
If it goes a success, I will tell your story. If anger is rained down on the city, I was never here. And he like takes one step and another step as he's grabbing his flute, and as you start to hear the flute again, he stops walking and then now is gliding on the earth.
I believe we have a very difficult journey ahead of us, my friends. If
so
we are
maybe a little walk and talk and talk among ourselves a little bit. Let's let him go ahead and rest up. I think that we could all use a long rest. We're gonna need to be at full strength to take on this thing that killed a dragon.
Yeah, what time of day does it seem?
So when you got there, it was sunny. Looking up into the sky, it's still sunny, although the sun's in a different spot.
Yeah.
So also you kind of lost your frame of mind. with
Closer
that.
to the horizon? I mean, does it seem to be working the same way as our plane?
Yes, it looks like it's likely later. Although it's hard to tell because it's not getting dark.
Okay. Well, perhaps some time to rest for our friend would be useful. We did extend ourselves a bit trying to fix him. I could perhaps see if I could create a temple for us to rest in. I'm not sure of the size it will be, but
it
if
might be
it's
best if we
proportional
get
to us.
towards the city, maybe Cast yours. I'm assuming yours is going to cast at a tempo that's good for us.
I am unsure with the way this magic
But if we
works.
can cast that, maybe in like walking somebody's doggy door, you know what I mean, and just get inside somewhere.
Perhaps
so
to reside
the
in a
temple,
residence.
exactly.
Yes.
The temple isn't out in the open. Might be smart. So
covered by the grass here is quite
Not
tall,
terrible, but
yes, perhaps being closer so we could choose our time to attack and not have to travel as well.
Okay, well, while you guys are walking, I'm gonna shapeshift into a bird and scout ahead and make sure there's no other surprises ahead of us, if that's alright.
Yes, this is a fantastic idea.
fantastic idea.
Yeah.
So I'll walk up into a hawk,
Okay.
and I'll fly up above the trees.
Above the grass.
Yeah.
Above the grass.
Yeah,
they can still see me, but I'm also going to be scouting ahead.
Yeah.
Your hawk size is like this.
So
like
you
that.
fly
Yes.
up about halfway above the grass and roll perception.
Natural 20.
Nice. Because you're a hawk, you notice minute movements in the grass, and you see the back of a creature larger than you as a humanoid, sniffing, almost weasel-like, before burrowing into the ground, heading towards the rest of the group.
Okay.
And then you see another one and another one do the same thing.
Okay. How far away do they seem to be from the group?
A couple 100 feet.
Oh, so pretty close. All right.
Yes.
So I'll hurry up, come down, wall shape out, tell them what I saw. So apparently there's these creatures that remind me of a weasel that's about a couple 100 feet away that were sniffing.
As soon as he says a couple 100 feet, I'm knocking on the
Okay.
And I saw like the furry backs, but then they dug underneath the ground, so they're like currently burrowing towards us, from what I can tell. So we either need to prepare a defense or try and get like up in a tree. Or
I'll knock
something.
on it. How big are the stalks of grass?
They are up to like your neck.
Like how big around? Is it
They're
like,
not very wide at all. I mean,
Is
it's thin blades of grass.
what I think is like
Like a 2x4?
big enough I can climb.
No.
So it's
They're
just
still
it's
still like
loose.
thin.
like I'll
loose
knock on
grass,
it and I'm
yeah.
gonna be like, okay, fine, and then I will attempt to climb one to see if it'll hold me.
Okay. It doesn't.
Okay.
Like it immediately
That's fine.
just like kind of bends over, almost like at a weak spot. Just it's thin and
So like I'll
topples.
like fall on my back. And I swear to God, it was a good idea. Okay, like
that was worth a shot.
fine, it was worth a shot, but we might have to fight these guys. You said there was
I saw 3.
3.
There could be
Okay.
more. They started burrowing and heading towards the group. So
I'm gonna
Roll perception.
Me?
Everybody.
Is he out? And
Not yet,
Okay, so he's not out.
but still roll perception.
Oh, good. That was a good roll. Wow.
25.
18.
30.
You
17.
Okay, you hear the knocking, and that's what kind of wakes you up from your unconscious state.
Yep.
The rest of you hear ground breaking nearby, and then you hear and like skittering noises.
I think we prepare ourselves, friends. I believe we are the prey in this place.
I believe you're right, sir.
I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on myself.
What are you doing out there?
When I hear the knock, I'm gonna come out.
All right. You come out to seeing Vyrath casting magic on his body. You've seen him do that before in preparation for bad situations.
Sure.
I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna go.
Now you're no longer on the giant. You're somewhere completely different.
Your body is closed,
Yeah.
healed.
The giant dropped us off. You're fine. We're about to fight some weasels.
Wait.
So
Stand behind me, friend.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I can tell that they're sniffing our scent, right?
Roll nature.
I'm gonna cast armor back this for action.
Okay.
Nature 11.
It seemed that way directionally, but it was hard to tell whether it was directly for you or not. You can make the assumption that it was.
Okay, then I want to cast Gust of Wind to try and change our scent direction to see if they'd follow it instead of
Okay.
coming at us.
Okay.
Alright, so I'll cast Gust of Wind. Can I feel like the way the breeze was before, I was going to do the opposite direction away from us?
Mhm.
So just,
You can even tell it by the way the grass is moving.
Right.
yeah, so opposite direction, just away from us. It doesn't matter what direction,
Sure.
just away from us. To try and get our scent away from them.
Roll me Arcana.
That would be a 2.
Okay. So you feel a slight change in the breeze, but hard to tell if it's working.
Is your plan to try to divert the sense of smell or something like that?
Yes, you you see me like I'm covered in ice.
You're in armor with Agathis?
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen this
Like-
before.
I've smoke like
Alright,
almost
yeah.
hardened
That's a great
against
plan.
my body.
I think you can manage it.
I can, of course, I can help if that's what you're trying to do.
Yes,
Do you think that they can smell us?
yes, I can see their snouts going up in the air trying to sniff us out or sniff something out.
Cast Investiture of Wind.
Okay.
As a 6th level Mystic Arcanum, which will create a 15-foot cube of swirling wind, and within 60 feet of me, and it just creates a huge, like, wind turbine, thing.
Cool.
I also can fly, and I have a flying speed of 60 feet now. And ranged weapon attacks have this advantage.
All right.
So wind swirls around us like crazy. I fly up in the air, and I'm hoping that this will help, send the smell away.
Disperse, yeah.
All right. You do that.
Can you move with it?
I can fly around now.
Oh, can you?
No, but I'm saying, like, can you move the wind?
It looks like I
Like,
can
as
do
we
it.
walk.
It looks like I can do it one time, and it lasts for 10 minutes as we move around.
Perhaps-
It looks like it's
What is your save DC for your spells?
18 con
Okay.
for this one particular.
So I'll see you do that, and I'll say, if we're prepped and they're going to be off of our trail, we need to book it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And I'll start running and hope that you guys come along and that you keep pace with us.
Yeah, 60 feet per round of movement. I
So
can fly.
yeah, he's
Okay.
probably
Can you-
keeping
can
up
you
with us
go
pretty
up
well.
there?
So your
Trying to
flying
excel.
speed is 30?
60.
Okay, so keep up with us because my dash speed is 60.
So I'm
Yeah.
with you.
So if we're
Flying
dashing,
above you.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And keep a weather eye, my friend, and we'll all just go.
So I just look at the tornado around us as we move.
All right. So you are now running and flying and doing your thing. A few minutes into this run, one of these creatures burrows out from under the ground near you. It puts its nose in there as soon as it gets up, but then it looks forward. And you see as it's crawling out of the ground that it has 6 arms, all on the ground. It's walking. It's very weasel-like. It's orange. And it stares directly at Amare, sniffing, and then looks over at Vyrath, sniffing.
I'm gonna try to throw some smoke in its direction and cast blindness on it.
When I see him do this, I'm going to try to...
And it's a con saving throw.
Yeah. When I see him start to try to do this, I'm going to try to add to it with a little mold earth cantrip to see if I can, like, as he's doing what he's doing, like, bring some earth around it to try to, like, really blind it. Like, just, like, bury it.
Like,
and, like,
kick
see
up
what-
sand.
It's
sort
only
of
a
thing.
cantrip, but I'm just trying to,
Sure.
combat off what he's doing.
Okay. What's your save?
So, so I'm casting smoke into its eyes. My save is a 18. Or sorry,
What kind of save?
yeah, 18. Con.
Okay. It looks as though the smoke goes into its eyes, and it kind of starts shaking its head.
And I'll say out loud to the party, I think it relies more on its nose than its eyes, but this may keep us somewhat safe. And as I'm still running, like I'm saying that to them as we're still moving.
As you're next to me, like, shouting, I hope it doesn't rely on his ears. Keep running.
You see it walking behind you, although it is going slower than it was burrowing, you could assume.
Okay.
Another one does come out, not far behind you.
Okay.
And at this point, you will have to roll initiative.
Okay.
Alright, Orange, don't fuck me. Yes, all right, you're back in the rotation.
Oh.
And then tell me what you got, Arthur.
22.
Amari, 16.
Yes.
13.
20.
So as everybody is running, flying above Arthur, you're the first person to see this creature unburrow to the right of the group. What would you like to do?
Well, first I'm just gonna call out and I'm gonna say, there seems to be a creature coming out of the ground to our east. As we're flying and running, and as we're moving, is it keeping pace with us?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of coming out and running us alongside where we're
And
running.
roll perception super fast.
Yeah. Natural.
Okay. It is keeping pace with the group.
Okay, cool.
Looks like it's just running into the middle of everybody.
Okay.
Towards the front.
Yeah, so I'll just yell out that there's a creature and it seems to be following us. And the first thing I'm going to do is, as I'm flying up here, like through the air, holding my lamp, which is propelling me forward, I'm going to cast. I'm going to cast a couple of Eldritch Blasts towards the creature.
Okay.
Yep. And so. Cool. So that's attach a couple attack rolls. I get 3 of them.
Yep.
All right. 25.
Hit.
24.
Hit.
And 22.
I'll hit.
All right. So those are the 10s each. Which I kind of used. No, they're here. First one's a 4. Second one's an 8. And the third one is a 10. So 18 and 4 is 22. So I'm just like, pew, 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 just 3 Eldritch Blasts towards the creature as they yell out its formation and where it's at to everyone else.
Alrighty.
Use my movement to keep up the group as we're continuing moving forward.
Alright, Brutus, you notice this thing as Eldritch Blasts are starting to hit it.
They're
from
coming
the
out of the
right.
lamp, by the way. I'm just like holding the lamp. It's like,
Okay. Machine gunning out of the lamp.
Yeah.
Eldritch Blast. You see it hit this creature, and it looks up, like shaking, and then looks back towards the people on the front.
Okay. Can I see the one behind us that's blind, or is it...
If you want to look back that way, yeah, it is still following you, and the
Okay.
smoke is still on its eyes.
Okay. And, alright. Then I'm going to try and stop it in its tracks. I'm going to cast wall of fire around the one that's keeping up with us in the front.
Okay.
I'm going to create a circle around that creature itself.
Okay.
So you create a wall of fire on a solid surface within range. Make it up to 60 feet long, 20 feet high, 1 foot thick, or a ring wall to 20 feet in diameter.
No, we had fire. Like, yeah.
Oh.
go ahead.
So it's 20 feet in diameter, 20 feet high, and 1 foot thick.
Okay.
Is this ring of fire.
And it's around this one in the front.
Yes.
Cool.
And I get to pick on which side of the flames actually hurts us.
Right,
Which
okay.
actually hurts. So it's going to be pointing on the inside. So when it touches it, it gets hurt, right?
Got it.
On our side, we don't feel the heat or anything like that.
Cool.
It has to, let's see, it's a... So funny. So, on the side of the wall selected by you, when you cast a spell, it deals 5d fire damage to each creature that ends its turn within 10 feet of that side or inside the wall.
Alright.
A creature that takes the same damage when enters... So, a creature also takes the same damage when enters the wall for the first time or on a turn it, or ends... First time on a turn or ends its turn there. The other side of the wall deals no damage.
Okay.
Alright. So,
Is that all you would like to do?
that's just my first action. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not an actual like ruled attack, right? It's just
No.
It's when they have
just
just
takes it.
It's
They
when,
take
that's
it.
a
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah, they take it next.
I'm gonna roll the damage for it right now.
Does it get hit immediately, or is it just on the start of
If
its
it's
turn?
start of its turn.
Yeah, okay, so sorry.
So you'll roll on the start of its turn.
Okay.
Each time.
Or if they try to move through it.
No, that's fine. So that is a concentration, so I have to keep concentrating on that. At the same time, I'm going to, as I'm running, cast Produce Flame as a bonus action and toss it back at the eyes of the other orange guy behind us.
Can you cast as a bonus action?
As for Produce Flame?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it a cantrip?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it's a cantrip, I just didn't know it was a bonus action.
Yes.
I think it's.
I'll double
I'll
check.
double check it. I think you might be able to create it as a bonus action, but actually using it as an attack
Throwing it, yeah.
might be an action.
Okay.
You don't have concentration in this.
No, but I can track it.
That's okay.
Yeah,
I will say-
cast time is one action. So
Yeah. I will say for you, Chris, the blindness deafness on him is a con save each start of his turn.
Okay.
So, let's take the I'm just going to, because it is an action, I'm just going to cast Shillelagh on my staff. So as we're running.
Alright.
So do you continue running in this direction?
Yes, so we're continue running, right? Because he's
Everything is running, so it'll just be easier to not move
So-
unless you're like immensely faster.
that's what I'm trying to stop
Alright.
him while we're
You know what I
running.
mean?
Like
Because
pretend
I'm on
we're
board.
running and fighting.
We're running and fighting.
We're all
Yeah.
constantly running.
And I'm trying to hold the other one back. So that
I got it, yes.
Yep.
Now, it is this one's turn, so it will be running through the fire
Okay.
towards Vyrath at the moment.
Okay, so we'll do 5.
Is it automatic damage, or is there a save or
Is there a
anything?
dex
This is dex save of 18.
Okay.
Okay. So 10, 5, and then 32 damage.
Woo. Alright. So it yelps, kind of looking backwards, before burrowing down into the ground and coming up in front of Vyrath, leaping at his chest.
Oh no.
For a 19. Oh, sorry, a 20 to hit.
I don't.
You have Shield of Faith on.
I know I do, but I don't think I have shield as a spell.
Or, sorry, you do not have Shield of Faith on after you did blindness.
It's not concentration.
Oh, it's not. Okay, okay.
Yeah, I did check that. So blindness deafness is not concentration; it's a check.
Cool. So what is your AC? So 20 to hit.
It's 20 to hit right now, but I do not have shield, so meets beats.
Okay. So it will do. Uh, 16 damage. Then it, as its claws like are latching onto your armor, it starts to bite at your armor itself for a 27 to hit.
So my shield of faith is kind of armor. Is that what it's biting at? I guess.
It's trying to bite into like your plate.
So I mean, 27 would definitely hit. Yeah.
So you're not going to take damage, but your armor is now like ripping as it looks as though it's eating it.
Through my shield of faith.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then this one's
Does the AC drop at all, or is it good?
the AC does drop by 1 as it is rended.
Okay.
Is that
So it'll be a 19 now.
Yeah.
But my magic is still in effect.
Yes.
And I rolled for a con, then I'm good.
Okay, cool. This one just moves up.
Did he take damage for moving through?
Yes.
yeah?
And it is Amari's turn.
He took damage.
Yeah.
Check. probably just go ahead. And he said there was 3, so I'm going to go ahead and do, since this is in front of Fire Wrath.
I'm sorry, this one's dashing. So he's like on your tail now, but you're all running.
Since this one's in front of Fire Wrath and we're running, I'd like to do 3 Eldritch Blasts at him.
Okay.
For the 20s. A natural 20, an 18, and a 22.
So crit.
Yes. 1 crit.
Nice. Roll a d10 for me.
A d10. Nine.
Alright, actually roll a d20 for me. That's what I meant to say. Okay, for the crit table.
A natural 1.
Okay. So roll your damage as normal.
Okay, so for the
But
20,
it hits. But it hits, yeah.
the 20 hits,
Mhm.
and then the 18,
18 does not hit.
did not, the 22 hits.
22.
Okay, so 2d10.
So one on the crit table is just like it's just an auto hit. Even if
Yeah.
it wouldn't have, if it was like a 21 AC, it still would have hit.
Alright, so that's 11 force damage.
Got it?
And then for bonus, I don't have. No, I don't have anything. I'm fine. That's your turn. Good.
Alright, Vyrath, you are up.
So it's been a month, and I'm trying to remember my god's name.
Oh no. I do not have that written down.
Because we called upon
I got like a whole box. Like,
we called upon her in the celestial realm. But the reason I'm asking is because I want to cast Planar Ally, which is a 6th level spell, and it's very DM kind of dependent.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to look it up, you can. But the idea is that I call upon my god, and the god can choose to arrive in person. It can choose to send someone, and there's some sort of payment involved. It's quite a it's quite a multitude of paragraphs. But I think it's a good example of high level D&D that a lot of people don't see very often. And
so what are you going to ask it to do?
So you can ask it to assist you in a certain sort of way for payment, right? So I'm going to ask it a simple task as defined by the spell, which is to help us fight. In the spell, it says what the DM gives you, and it also says the average, so to speak, is 100 gold per minute is payment, but it can ask for a multitude of things, right? Like it's one of those spells that's high enough level that I think viewers need to understand that is very dependent on what your DM wants it to be, right?
Yeah. Okay,
So if you read through it real quick, I'm sure you'll come up with something. I know I'm putting you on the spot, but
so you
that's the
are
idea.
probably pretty used to this spell.
Right.
What is your normal form of payment for it when you use it? I would assume you ask and offer. So
Right.
what are you offering?
So the offer is exquisite beast souls, right? Like death. Like I'm a god. I'm a servant to a god of death. Providing them with unique souls, I assume would be something beneficial because I operate on the material plane. So if I'm in another plane right now, and if I offered them a weasel in the material plane, it would not be cool. If we, as I assume, are in a different plane, this may be cooler. But if not, I would have to talk to them. I don't know. Like it's
okay. So when you
it's
offer
worked.
this,
It's worked. In, it's worked in the Feywild. It's worked in whatever, you know.
So when you do this, smoke pours out of you.
Mm-hmm.
Very similar to when his god helped him before in the tournament with the Arcana. His eyes go black, smoke starts pouring out, and it goes over to Amare Brutus and envelops himself. And before it dissipates, but the smoke remains covering their bodies, almost obscuring them.
Okay.
And that's all that happens in a moment.
All right, so you guys see me kind of glide out of the air for a second, smoke billowing beneath me towards you guys, and I'm in that conscious or that unconscious state while I'm doing it, like almost like my arms are drooping and I'm being dragged along as smoke envelops all of you, falls away, but you have some sort of aura around you of smoke, I guess.
It's like you can't even see what you're wearing anymore. You're obscured by smoke.
But they can see out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do I feel like as I'm running, my footsteps are still as solidly hitting the ground?
Nothing changes besides the smoke on your body.
All right, and I'm gonna kind of fall back to the ground and continue running and be like, I've asked for assistance. I'm not sure what's happening.
Looking back, you all notice that the creatures are not following you anymore.
Oh.
You see them, noses in the air again.
They don't seem to be following, so let's keep on keeping.
I mean, I'm sure we're still running, right? Like,
You're running.
I have a theory to why they stopped. I think
It's not important why.
Yeah, I don't think-
Sure, there's magic involved that he's used with smoke and things. So let's just continue on to the city.
sure. Just gonna say that I think they attracted to metal, the iron smell.
That well, before you thought there was smell, and then we used wind and it didn't help.
is this really important right now? We're running from beasts.
Oh, I'm going to take a
So,
sketch of this.
as we're still talking and running, are they like still?
Looking back, it looks as though they're confused.
I'm
And
in
they are
full
not
plate, like-
moving towards you, looking in circles, looking there, sniffing the ground before one of them burrows down and the other one follows.
Yeah, I'm in full plate, like sprinting. I'm like, guys, I can't keep this up for much longer. Let's fucking get to the city, okay?
What's a curse like this?
If we have time for 10 minutes, I can create temple. They will not be able to get in, but this takes some time.
We don't have 10 minutes right now, but once we get into the city, we might. And I'm not cursing at you, I'm cursing around you.
Oh, yes, I want to draw what I see of these creatures as we're running. Can you describe what they look like?
Yeah.
Mole
so,
people? Is that what they look like?
So they look like giant six-legged weasels.
Okay.
They're orange fur, big bushy tail, very sharp teeth.
So,
Like
kind of
weasel
the picture?
squirrel
Kind of the
mix,
picture.
but like also Goro.
Kind of, yeah.
So a Goro weasel. Alright, I like it.
Cool. Good to know.
All right, so you're running and kind of coming to a stop to get your breath. They're not, as far as you can tell, following you at all. They looked confused and lost whenever Vyrath did something with his deity as well.
And I go unconscious during that. So like I don't know what's happening. I'm just like, let's go.
Yeah.
Like
We should at least keep walking here. Like,
Mm-hmm.
can't waste any minutes. You were up there. How close are we to the city?
How close is it seen? A 60-foot tall.
It's still a little bit of ways away. You're still in the plains, but you can see what look to be ruins ahead of you.
It's like an outskirts of the town.
Yeah.
A mile away or 10 miles away or
I mean
It's
to
hard for you to
our
tell.
size.
Yeah,
To our
to
size.
your
how long
size,
does it feel like it would take to get there at our current pace? Like an hour a day?
A few hours.
Okay, cool. So I'll relay that to folks.
You see them towering in the distance, but it's huge.
So like,
It's like when you see a mountain in the distance and you're like,
When
that's
you were
not
on
that far.
top of Flum, it just looked like old ruins. But
Right.
once you're now back in the grass, I mean, your perspective is totally off.
Right.
Right. Alright.
Well, let's continue on. Let's see if we can make it to the next city here.
Is my smoke starting to pour off of them or not
Still
yet?
on them. Still on everybody.
Well, I
And-
think we should be fine as long as the smoke stays on us, apparently. Whatever. it
I'm
is.
not sure how long it will last, but we need to get distance between the creatures.
We need to dash when we can and walk when we can.
Yes. So I think we double time it
Dude,
until we feel
120,
safe.
Yeah, 120.
Alright. So you guys are traveling at
Double
Right,
time.
the highest speed you can.
Right.
without-
We're
I would-
we're
I
like
would-
sprinting.
You're putting distance
sprint
in
this,
between.
like
Yeah.
out, like I would take constant
Towards the
to
room.
sprint this.
Cool.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Anybody else?
exhaustion and all that. Like
No.
They
it's
both slower
fucking-
than 60 per second or movement.
50 per
I'm
round?
30 per.
Good, 30
I'm
per,
doing
so
30
it's
feet.
60.
So dashing was
Okay,
60.
cool.
yeah.
So I'm 120 per round.
You guys are putting in as
When does
much
that run
distance
out,
as you
though?
can with your
10
tiny
minutes.
little legs.
So it should have run out.
Yeah.
Right.
At this rate is what it is.
Couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, your spells that you are concentrating on are actively falling off
All right,
as
so
you're running. As that's happening,
fluid to the ground,
the
and
smoke
I'm
is
much
much
slower.
Yeah,
much
the
slower.
smoke is
So-
not concentration either. So
What's your walking speed?
It's maybe it's 25.
Is it 25 or 30?
Yeah,
Because that's
I
gonna
think
be
so.
our-
I know. Let me check. It's probably 30.
That's 25.
It's 30. Yeah, I'll
30.
keep up.
Okay,
I'll keep
so
up.
we
I'll
can,
keep
we
up.
can vote.
Yeah, I was gonna say carry on.
I'll
Alright,
take.
and that is where we're going to end the session.
Dun, 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 dun.
Alright.
running.
Thanks everyone for coming and watching this week's episode of Reckless Arcana, the Fate Awakens miniseries prequel. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.